name is Romeo Omoike. I was given birth to by Tribal Victor Omoike and Rosalie Tribal Omoike name each other. I have a humble background of Beto in December 5th, 1973 in a former Esako local government, which is now Esako West local government, as far back as 1973, December 5th. And by the special grace of God, I went to Oyaga Primary School. I was the head boy in my set. And from there I went to Our Lady of Fatima College. From Our Lady of Fatima College, then to State Police Zaria, before I eventually went to Bessie Dausa University for my first degree in Political Science and Public Admin, which I also did my MSc. So, with the morals and the good family upbringing and discipline, you have been able to mold me to who I am today. I'm a Christian and I'm a Catholic, and by the special grace of God, I'm a member of the Knights of St. Mulumba in the Catholic Church. And I would say I'm very proud to be Catholic because the sacraments are the grace of God that I've found in the church. That also challenged me to be more faithful and to be more religious and to have the fear of God. My late father was a Catholic and my mom still a Catholic. Every member of my family were Catholic. We're from a Catholic family. And to God be the glory, I'm also very lucky that I'm married from a Catholic family. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer to be able to contribute my quota to the society. But you know, man proposed and God disposed. But along the line, I'd also want to be a military man because of the discipline. But I remember this fateful day when I was to go to Zaria to go and write the NMS exam. My dad eventually said no, I shouldn't go. In 2014, I also contested for House of Assembly, but along the line, I lost the primary with 10 votes. For now, I'm not interested in contesting for any elective position for now. I want to concentrate on my business and I do a lot of business. I have a cleaning services, Aloye Cleaning Services, and I'm also the chairman of Aloye Global Services. I'm a contractor by His grace. I'm also the chairman of RAW Evolution. I'm trying to be like my dad, but I'm minding that I've not been able to perfectly get it right. That is why I use the word I'm trying to be, because in my old dad's case, that he was not having any other cloth that is not white. Even in city room, his car, everything is white. But in my old case, I have other cars that are not white. White signify holiness. White signify purity. White signify peace. And the white also signify honesty. You get anything like in our local adage, what they say, when we used to watch old video, those when we were small, when somebody is wearing black or black, they say he's playing the role of the devil. When you are wearing white, nobody needs to tell, they'll tell that one is playing the role of the angel. So that shows that a white is significant among peace. And I want to assure you that this dressing code have also been able to reform me and to also transform me. You don't expect me to wear white and fight. You don't expect me to wear white and be looking for trouble. So my appearance should also speak for me. It's just about the heart. That is why you can never see my white that is staying with one thing or the other. It's about the heart. I wear white the way you wear colored clothes. You see, it's like when you are driving, when you are too careful, it's when somebody buys your car. So I wear white, I look at this as a just normal way of life. I doesn't see it to be any. There's people that say, I do wear white every day, including shoes. I say, yes. I see it as a way of life. And because I pray to God, let the will to be done. That is why, because it's the will of God, that is why it's easier for me to maintain. It doesn't have any spiritual, there's nothing. You know, in this part of the world is that whenever you find people in the sight of God, anything you do, they read meaning to it. Like people that knows my dad, they knew that is how my dad was around there. Thank God the kind of life he lived. So people knows him very well, and as a result of that. So when they sees me, they know that trying to look like his dad. But ordinarily, places that people don't know my dad, they don't know me, they'll say, no, this guy might belong to something. What or the other, can somebody be very white every day? This white is not ordinarily. That is the mentality of mostly with the Africa. But like in the Western world, they will say, okay, maybe you'll put you in Guinness Book of Records because of you have been able to break this track record. Yeah. I believe anything goes. It's only that I'm very careful with what I eat, because the truth is about I love beans. I eat beans almost every day of my life. Then, as a typical African man, pounded yam and groundnut soup. Whenever we go to the village, that is what differentiates the village from the city. So we must go back to the grassroots. When you can eat pounded yam at any given time, it doesn't have any effect on you. But because of, as we are growing old, coming up, but today we also be careful what we eat. Not because of we love it, but we eat it in order to prepare for old age, because of that's why we cause. But ordinarily, the jam is good to go at every given time. No, I don't so much like meat these days, why I eat fish a lot. Like for example, I don't eat catfish. I don't eat agric chicken. I prefer the native chicken. Then fish. Instead of me to eat catfish, I prefer to eat ice fish or croaker fish. Yeah. Naturally, there are things I don't like as a person. Like for example, most of my friends will say, man, when they say Romeo don't take alcohol, they say, how can you say Romeo me? So when you get closer to me, most of my friends never knew that I don't take alcohol. Because I buy for people. Because one man's means another man's poison. No, Romeo doesn't take alcohol. There are many things that make someone happy. It's the state of the mind that matters. It's not what you take in. It's not what you take in, so you take it in. I do. I go to club. I go to club with a water or a bottle of Feroz. I'm already a cash group more than even the organizers. At times I do a lot of exercise, but mostly these days what I normally do is that I do long distance trekking. At times I will just trek for about 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes, and just to relax the night, so I come back home and fresh up. Yeah, that's what I normally do these days now. I don't jog anymore. I don't do rigorous exercise. I just do long distance trekking and then come back. And now, by the special grace of God, this year I'm going to be 49. By the special grace of God, December 5th, 2023, I'm going to celebrate my golden jubilee by His grace. Romeo is married with a very lovely young woman that God just decided to say, okay, because of your kind of person, I compliment you with this. And I have a lovely wife. Her name is Mrs. Anne Romeo Omoike Neil Ayemoba. Omoku means I'm stainless. That is her African name. with 4 kids. My first son is Nessie King Oshomumo Omoike, because I believe name should have meaning. Nessie Mandela is my role model, and as a result of that, I decided to name my first son Nessie King. And you know, Nessie means champion. So my son is not just a champion, but a king of champions. That is why I call him Nessie King. The Oshomumo means God is our pillar. And you know what? God is the pillar of the house. That means you are consolidated. You are not afraid of any storm. So, yeah. Then my second son is Nixie Oshulema. You know, Nixie means our victory. So, you know, what God is your pillar, that means you're already victorious. So, Nixie means our victory. And Oshulema means God were created. That is the African, that is the meaning of the African name. God were created, Oshulema. Then when my first daughter, Naomi, you know the history of Naomi, one of the most beautiful women that God have created. And the African name is Oshuriame. That means God has given me. Then her pet name is Universal Princess. Then my little baby of the house, Nina. An African name is Oshobino Ziame. Oshobino Ziame means God look carefully before choosing for you. I know God, first is that if God choose for you, is the best. And God now look carefully before choosing for you. Again, that means among the best, God now selected among the best I give you. That is the meaning of Oshobino Ziame. And her pet name is Global Princess. So, and my wife has been there, and if I'm to come again, if I have to remarry and marry again, I will still be willing to marry her. Woo! I was a very good farmer. I have my own small garden, even apart from my father's farm. I will now have my small, maybe like about 10-15 ridges. I will plant my own yam. Cultivate. I used to push wheelbarrow in the market, the Jetu market, which is popularly known as Atomogbai. Before I was able to push, I used to sell ice water. Ice water is that one that you go and carry your mother's bucket. You will fetch water on it. You go and buy ice block from the cold room. You put it inside to be cold. They use cup to measure. So if somebody wants to buy, you say bring test. You have to use more cup to give to person to test if the water is cold before we buy. You see some wicked people, if they don't want to pay you, they will give you like 1 naira note. By the time they give you 1 naira note, before you go, maybe they will buy water of 5 kobo. Before you go and look for change, water will be also, you can tell the person, oh, okay, let me go and sell later, I will bring, I will come and collect my money. At times you will come, the person have conduct. So at the end of the day, I do all sorts of businesses from childhood. At times, there's one man, may Jetosu recipes, Shuaibu for Alhaji Isa Shuaibu. He was having a poultry there, and times I will go and buy sack bag from him. The sack bag that they used to feed the birds. They will go and wash it, they will dry it, you go and sell the market. Times we go and buy fertilizer, a bag of fertilizer, you now be measuring it to sell for people. That time we buy fertilizer, NK50 and all of this. My father was a professional dry cleaner. They call it washman. It's just this, they modernize it to dry cleaner. In the morning, before we go to school, we wake up as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, we wash clothes, we sun the clothes before we get ready and go to school. When you come back from school, you go and pick the clothes, you start ironing. That is why in Esako today, I know almost who is who. Because my father was the sole washman in that area. And an average man brings clothes for us to wash. So, that is why today it's difficult for me to see a dry cleaner that can please me. Once I just see, I just tell you, no, you are still a learner. At times I still do my washing because I see it. If you tell me to wash up to 500 clothes I iron, then I don't see it as a punishment. It's just because lack of time. That is why I don't do all those things. But I enjoy doing the job. I love traveling. Yes, something I love in my life is traveling. I enjoy almost virtually I've traveled around. I think I've traveled around. At least I've traveled no less than about 10 countries. And by special grace of God, even this month, I'm also traveling. And again, I love traveling because it gives me happiness because I want to learn. And changing environments, meeting people, you also develop yourself because what you see also form your opinion. It's also what you can also give out because you cannot give out what you don't have. So as a result of traveling, I meet with people, I see good things around. That also form my opinion to see how I can contribute to the betterment of the society.